This is a fictional role play. All places, names, and events are fabricated for the purpose of this assignment. Good afternoon, Jane.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for coming back today. I really look forward to working with you. First, I would like to take a couple minutes for some introductions. I understand that we've met before, but I'm going to go ahead and reintroduce myself and talk a little bit about what my goal is for today's session. So I'm Paige Sanders, and I'm going to be your case manager for this case. Would you mind taking a few minutes to kind of introduce yourself and kind of what your goal is for today's session?
Well, my name is Jane Stegman, and my goal today is just to get a little more comfortable with what we're going to be doing and to just learn a bit more about what this process is going to be like.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad you mentioned that on being comfortable. I do want to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10 today, 1 being that you would rather not be here at all, and 10 being that you are just ecstatic about being here, where are you on that scale of 1 to 10?
I would say about a 5. I'm excited about being here, but I'm also quite nervous.
Sure. And I think that's completely normal to be nervous, especially our first session like this. I will ask you that in most of our sessions, and kind of ask you at the end of this session, just so we can kind of gauge where you're at. It's one of my goals to always make sure that you feel comfortable and safe during our sessions, okay?
Okay.
Great. So I want to talk a little bit about what my goal is for today's session. We're going to cover some necessary things that sometimes aren't the most exciting, but we will get done just this first session. They're going to be our policies, kind of our cancellation policy and things like that, and consents, and also just to kind of get to know one another a little bit more. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Great. Do you have any questions on that, on what my goals are?
Not so far.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So first, I want to provide you some information about our program. So we're an intensive kind of in-home program. It's for 90 days. And what's really nice is we're able to come into your home at your convenience. We're not 8 to 5. So if evenings work well with you, I can come in and meet with you in the evenings. It's just been found really beneficial for us to be in the home when we're helping our clients versus an office setting. So I'm also on call for you for 24/7. So if you ever have any type of crisis, you can always give me a call. Leave me a voicemail first, okay? Do you have any questions about just that part right there?
No, but I'm not sure if I'll feel comfortable like calling at first. So
yeah. And that's normal. That is normal. And once we build that rapport and get to know each other more and build that trust, I think you'll be more comfortable at calling if you need to.
Okay.
And keep in mind, usually it's just, calling in a case of crisis. If you're really needing that support in that moment and you're comfortable at calling me.
Okay.
And of course, if it's an emergency, you always say call 911 first.
Okay.
But if it's just a personal crisis and you need that emotional support, you're more than welcome to call me.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? That's a great question, though.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else right now.
Okay, great. So the next thing I kind of want to talk about a little bit is our consents. We're an in-home service, so of course we have to have your consent for the services. For us to be able to come in the home. And our fee is actually, there is no fee because we're a grant position through the county. So this grant is good for 2 years, and it allows us to be able to go into families' homes to help them. So it will be at no cost for you. It can be up to 6 hours a week, as minimal as 1 hour a week.
Oh, wow.
It just depends on, what your need is. And
okay.
So, and how we kind of look at those needs is we'll develop some goals, and those goals won't be, established right away, but with over time. Of course, we have to get to know one another, build that rapport, And I'm definitely not here to tell you what those goals are or that you need to do them. That's kind of up to you and what you feel is needed as we go. So we'll
Okay.
kind of assess everything as we go and build upon those goals. So they're changing weekly usually.
Okay.
Add, take away. You have any questions with that?
Not so far, huh?
Okay, great. Um, so the next thing I want to talk about, because I am in your home, I always let all my clients know that I am a mandated reporter. Do you know what a mandated reporter is?
I've heard it before, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so a mandated reporter is if I would see any type of abuse or neglect in the home, or if you would report any to me, I would have to report that. I would have to make a hotline for it. One thing I always let my clients know, because we have to have that trusting relationship, and I would never report something without discussing it with you first.
Okay.
So I feel like that is really important to do. So you will never be, side blinded or side blinded by something like that. Okay. I'll
Okay.
always discuss it with you.
Okay.
And if I observe any abuse or neglect in the home with your kids, I'll let you know and we'll talk about it right away, and then I'll have to report it. Do you have any questions on that about what the definition of neglect or abuse is, or?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, good. Another thing I want to talk about is some consent, because I'm in your home. I might have to contact other agencies, because it's always my goal to set you up with other agencies as well for support, professional support, because as I mentioned, we're only a 90-day service. So it would be my goal to set up with other ones. So our next visit, I'll have some consents for you to sign after we talk about where you want to go, as far
Okay.
as therapy or, support groups or anything else. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So kind of start thinking about that a little bit, about what kind of professional supports you need or want
Okay.
outside of our services. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Um, our cancellation policy, that is usually because we're kind of intensive and we are there a lot. I always request at least 12 hours before the visit. I know emergencies can happen. So, definitely at least 6 hours. If you wake up, your kid's, sick, just give me a call that morning. I understand. Another thing is, because I am coming to your home, and if you're not home, usually I wait just 15 minutes. So that's our policy on that. And if you're not there within that 15 minutes, I'll have to cancel it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a 4 no-shows. If we have 4 of them where you're not there, we do have to cancel the program.
Okay.
Okay. So I always really encourage individuals just to call me, and that's a no-show, policy. That's not just a cancellation policy.
Okay.
So cancellation is if you call me, that's okay, because we can make that up. But
Okay.
it's 4 no-shows. So if I would show up at your house, and you weren't there within those 15 minutes. So, because we just want to ensure that we give you quality of services that you are needing. Okay.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. And another thing is the confidentiality. That goes with the consents too. I will not give anyone information you and I talk about unless you give me the consent to do that. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll always talk about that. If I do have to bring something up to the team, or to, other agencies, I'll always let you know first on what we discuss. And you'll have already signed the consent for that.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions on this? I know I went over a lot in a very short period of time. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, I don't think I have any questions at this time. I'm feeling quite a bit more comfortable than I was at the beginning.
Good. And I always want to let you know that when I come in your home, we come in open-minded and build that trust, and we're there truly to help you. Okay.
Okay.
Because I know it can be invasive at times having someone come in your home, but we come in, with the intent of achieving those goals that you establish.
Okay.
Okay. So
All
on
right.
a scale of 1 to 10 now that we have discussed everything, where are you on a scale of 1
Um,
to 10?
I would say maybe an 8.
An 8? Good, good. So at our next session, what could we do to get you at, say, a 9? Like, what are
Um,
the things that you possibly would like to
I,
improve on
I
during the
think just getting to know each other a little better,
Mhm.
just the natural progression of our relationship.
Yeah,
I think the more we meet, the more I'll be trusting, and I think that'll help me feel more comfortable.
sure. Absolutely. Well, I look forward to meeting with you again, Jane, and I look forward to getting this program started with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.